Dean Corll was known as the Candy Man. He was responsible for one of the most shocking serial killings in American history. Between 1970 and 1973, he murdered at least 28 young boys. This fact alone is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Corll's nickname came from his family's candy business. He used it to gain the trust of children. His crimes remained hidden for years. The discovery of his actions left the community in disbelief. The numbers are staggering. Each life lost tells a story of innocence shattered. The case remains a chilling reminder of evil lurking beneath a friendly facade. Dean Corll's method was simple yet sinister. He used candy to lure his victims. Children were drawn to him because of his friendly demeanor. His family owned a candy factory, which he used to his advantage. He would offer sweets to boys in the neighborhood. They trusted him and saw him as a friend. This trust was his weapon. It allowed him to get close to his victims without raising suspicion. Once they were in his grasp, escape was impossible. He used his charm to hide his true intentions. The candy was just a tool to satisfy his dark desires. Dean Corll did not act alone. He had accomplices who helped him in his gruesome acts. David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley were two teenagers who assisted him. They were manipulated by Corll and became part of his twisted world. Brooks was the first to join him. He was promised money and gifts in return for bringing boys to Corll. Henley joined later, initially unaware of the true nature of Corll's actions. Once involved, he found it hard to escape. These young accomplices played crucial roles. They helped Corll find and lure his victims. Their involvement highlighted how manipulation can turn innocence into complicity. The revelation of Dean Corll's crimes sent shockwaves through the heart of Houston, a city that had always prided itself on its close-knit neighborhoods and sense of community. For years, families had felt safe letting their children play outside, trusting their neighbors and believing that nothing truly terrible could happen in their own backyard. But the truth that emerged shattered that illusion in an instant. Residents were horrified to learn about the gruesome murders that had been happening right under their noses, in the very streets and homes they thought they knew so well. The sense of disbelief was overwhelming. How could something so monstrous have gone unnoticed for so long? The community had trusted Corll implicitly. He was seen as a friendly face, a reliable neighbor, and someone who contributed to the fabric of daily life. Many remembered him as the man who always had a smile and a kind word, someone who seemed to genuinely care about the people around him. Known as the Candy Man, Corll would hand out sweets to local children, earning their trust and the trust of their parents. No one could have imagined that behind his gentle demeanor lurked such darkness. The betrayal felt by the community was profound, as the person they thought they knew turned out to be a monster hiding in plain sight. The discovery of bodies buried in a boat shed was the breaking point for many. As police and forensic teams uncovered the grim evidence, the scale of Corll's crimes became horrifyingly clear. The boat shed, once an unremarkable part of the neighborhood, was now a symbol of unimaginable tragedy. It was a scene of horror that no one could have imagined, with even seasoned police officers and emergency responders visibly shaken by what they found. The entire town seemed to hold its breath, struggling to process the enormity of the loss and the evil that had been hiding among them. Families were devastated by the loss of their children. Parents who had once watched their kids leave for school or play with friends now faced an unbearable emptiness. The grief was raw and public, with vigils and gatherings where the community came together to mourn and support one another. The community was left to grapple with the reality of evil among them. Town hall meetings and support groups sprang up as people searched for answers and tried to make sense of the tragedy. Neighbors who had once exchanged pleasantries now leaned on each other for comfort, united by shared shock and sorrow. The shockwaves were felt far and wide as news of the crimes spread beyond Houston and captured national attention. Headlines screamed of the horror, and people everywhere wondered how such evil could have gone undetected for so long in a seemingly ordinary place. people questioned how such crimes could go unnoticed for so long. Conversations at kitchen tables and community meetings revolved around missed warning signs, the importance of vigilance, and the need to rebuild trust. The sense of security that had once defined the town was now replaced by suspicion and fear. The town's sense of safety was shattered, leaving a lasting impact that would linger for years. Playgrounds stood empty, and parents watched their children more closely than ever before. Houston would never be the same, forever marked by the memory of what had happened in its midst. In the aftermath of the Candy Man case, the community underwent a transformation. Trust was broken, and fear took its place. Parents became more protective of their children. The carefree days of playing outside were replaced with caution. Community meetings were held to discuss safety measures. People became more vigilant, watching for any signs of danger. The case served as a harsh lesson about the importance of awareness and vigilance. The legacy of the case lingered. It changed how people interacted with each other. The once tight-knit community was now bound by a shared trauma. The Candy Man case left an indelible mark on their lives. The investigation into Dean Corll's crimes was a complex and painstaking process, one that would ultimately shock the nation and forever change the lives of everyone involved. What began as a routine inquiry quickly escalated into one of the most disturbing criminal cases in American history, as law enforcement officers found themselves unraveling a web of horror that no one could have anticipated. The breakthrough came unexpectedly, with the confession of Elmer Wayne Henley, a young man whose involvement in the case would prove pivotal. Henley, racked with guilt and fear, finally decided to come forward, revealing details that would set the entire investigation in motion. His confession was not only a turning point, but also a chilling window into the mind of Dean Corll and the horrors that had taken place. Guided by Henley, police were led to remote burial sites scattered across the Houston area. Each location uncovered by Henley revealed more victims, and with every grave unearthed, the scale of Corll's atrocities became more apparent. Officers worked methodically, often in difficult conditions, determined to recover every possible piece of evidence and bring closure to the families of the missing. The discovery of bodies, honestly, shocked even the most seasoned investigators. Many officers, hardened by years of experience, found themselves deeply affected by the sheer brutality and number of victims. The emotional toll was immense, as each new discovery painted a clearer picture of the unimaginable suffering endured by the victims. Law enforcement worked tirelessly, often late into the night, piecing together the details of the case. They sifted through mountains of evidence, cross-referenced missing persons reports, and tried to reconstruct the timeline of events. The dedication and perseverance of the investigative team were crucial in making sense of the chaos and ensuring that no detail was overlooked. Detectives interviewed countless witnesses, neighbors, and acquaintances, hoping to uncover any information that could shed light on Corll's actions. They meticulously collected and cataloged evidence, from personal belongings to forensic samples, building a case that would stand up in court and provide answers to grieving families. The scale of the crimes was, well, overwhelming. The sheer number of victims, the complexity of the case, and the emotional weight of the discoveries pushed investigators to their limits. Yet despite the challenges, they pressed on, driven by a sense of duty and a commitment to justice. Each new finding added to the horror of the case, revealing more about Corll's methods and the extent of his cruelty. The investigation became a race against time, as officers worked to identify victims and piece together the full story before crucial evidence could be lost. The investigation was a turning point, not just for law enforcement, but for the entire community. News of the case spread quickly, drawing national attention and prompting difficult conversations about safety, trust, and the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface of everyday life. It brought to light the dark underbelly of a seemingly normal community, shattering the illusion of safety that many residents had taken for granted. The realization that such horrors could occur in their own backyard left a lasting impact on everyone who lived through those days. Through it all, the dedication of the investigators never wavered. Their relentless pursuit of the truth ensured that the victims received justice, and that the story of Dean Corll's crimes would never be forgotten. The investigation stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of those who seek justice, no matter how dark the path may be. The trial of Dean Corll's accomplices was a significant event. David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley faced charges for their roles in the murders. The courtroom was filled with tension as the details of the crimes were revealed. The trial was a painful reminder of the lives lost. Families of the victims attended, seeking justice for their loved ones. The proceedings were covered extensively by the media, drawing national attention. The impact of the trial was profound. It provided closure for some, but the scars remained. The case highlighted the need for better protection of children and awareness of potential dangers. The Candy Man case left a legacy of fear in its wake. It served as a cautionary tale about the dangers that can hide behind a friendly face. The community learned to be wary of strangers, even those who seemed trustworthy. Parents became more vigilant, teaching their children about safety. Schools incorporated lessons on stranger danger into their curriculum. The case became a reference point for discussions on child safety. The fear instilled by the case lingered for years. It was a reminder that evil can exist anywhere, even in the most unexpected places. The Candyman's dark legacy continued to haunt the community. The story of Dean Corll, the Candyman, is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide in plain sight. In the quietest corners of our neighborhoods, behind the most unassuming doors, unimaginable horrors can sometimes unfold. It's a stark warning that evil does not always wear a monstrous face. It can look just like anyone else, living right next door. The tale of Dean Corll is not just a story of crime, but a lesson in vigilance, awareness, and the importance of community. It is a story that must be told to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. By shining a light on these dark chapters of history, we honor the victims and remind ourselves of the responsibility we all share to look out for one another. Through understanding and education, we can help prevent similar tragedies from happening again. Understanding the past helps us protect the future. When we examine these stories, we gain insight into the warning signs and patterns that often go unnoticed. We learn how communities can come together to support each other, and how awareness can be a powerful tool in keeping our loved ones safe. If you found this story compelling, consider subscribing to our channel. By joining us, you'll have access to in-depth explorations of true crime cases, psychological profiles, and the social factors that shape these events. Your engagement helps us continue to create thoughtful, well-researched content that matters. We delve into true crime stories that reveal the depths of human nature. Our team is dedicated to uncovering the facts, exploring the motives, and presenting the stories with respect and care. Whether you're a longtime true crime enthusiast or just beginning to explore these mysteries, there's always something new to learn. Stay informed and vigilant by joining our community. Here, you'll find a space to discuss, reflect, and connect with others who share your curiosity and concern for safety. Together, we can foster a culture of awareness and support, making our world a little safer for everyone. Your subscription supports our work and helps us bring more stories to light. Every like, comment, and share helps us reach more people and spread important messages about safety, justice, and community. We are grateful for your support and commitment to learning from the past. Together, we can learn from the past and build a safer future. By staying informed and engaged, we empower ourselves and those around us to make better choices and protect what matters most. Subscribe now and be part of our journey. Join us as we uncover the stories that need to be told, honor the memories of those affected, and work together to create a brighter, safer tomorrow.